Hi guys, I hope you are feeling well. This is the video for what we have studied in the class. The first topic in Algebra 2, which is the quadratic function. The quadratic function it takes this standard form y equals ax² plus bx plus c. I told you in the class that a, b, c, they control the behavior of the graph. For example, in the first case, if it's y equal ax², so no b, no c, they are 0. The parent function is y equals x². When we graph this, it would be the white graph here. So this is x². When we change the value of a to be bigger, so the graph will be shrinked or narrower than the parent function. So when a goes higher, the graph will shrink. The opposite, if it goes less than 1, so the graph will stretch. As you see here, this is the first one, the white one. Then this is greater than 1, that's why this is the yellow one, 2x². And the blue one here is half x². This is for a when it's bigger or less than 1. If it's negative, the main point of the negative here is telling you that the graph will face downwards. So the negative here, the parent function here, is this one. Sorry. So the white one for y equal negative x², this one. When we change the value of a, it's -2. So I told you that negative tells you the direction. It opens downwards. But since it's bigger than 1, 2 is bigger than 1, I said negative tells you only the direction. So 2 is bigger than 1. That's why it should be narrower than the parent function. Then the third one is wider than the parent function because it's half. So when a greater than 1, so the positive value of a, this means the positive value of a greater than 1, the graph would be narrower. And if a less than 1, it will be wider. Then we have the graph itself, like this one. It has a vertex. This point is called the vertex of the graph. The vertex consists of two components, which are x and y, because this is a point in the 2D coordinates x and y. X is telling you where does the axis of symmetry intersect with the x-axis. So this gives you the equation of the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is x equals 3. 2 here is telling you that this is the minimum value of the graph, which is 2. For example, the red one here, the vertex is 3 and 4. So x equals 3 is the equation of the axis of symmetry. And the maximum point is 4. So this is the axis of symmetry and this is the maximum or minimum point. Why should it be the maximum here? Because the graph is going up, then it goes down again. So this is the maximum point it reaches. But in this example here, it goes down, then it comes up again. That's why it's called the minimum value, and here it's maximum value. Here, if we have a vertex 3 and 2, so the equation of the axis of symmetry will be x equals 3 and the minimum value is 2, or the maximum, it depends on the graph. We have here some practice to know how to graph the the function, the quadratic function in the first case, which is y equals ax squared, no b, no c. Since we have no b here, so we can start with 0 in the middle, because the vertex will be 0 on something here. So when you substitute 0, 0 squared is 0, multiply -4, the answer will be 0. Then you have to choose 4 points. We can go 1, 2, -1, -2. Substitute by 1, 1 squared is 1, multiply -4 is -4, and -1. -1 squared is also 1, multiply -4 outside the bracket, it will give you -4. So this is like the mirror for the graph. Then 2 squared is 4, multiply -4, it's -16, and the same here, -16. Now the time for plotting the points. We can go for the x-axis by 1, 2, 3, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, and so on. What about y? Y has values like multiple of 4. Multiples of 4, so it's easy to take 4, 8, 12, 16, and -4, -8, -12, -16. Now plot the points to have the graph. 0 and 0 is the vertex, 1 and -4, 2 and -16, -2 and -16. Now the graph should be this way. The maximum point here is 0. The maximum value is 0. The axis of symmetry is also x equals 0. Why? Because the vertex is 0 and 0. This one, number 5, we have a fraction. A is a fraction. So I told you before that if we don't have b, no b, so we start with 0, then go 1, 2, and so on. But it's easier to go, if you have a fraction, to go with the multiple of this denominator. So 0, 2, 4. If it's 3, you go 3, 6, and so on. If it's 1/5, you go 5, 10, and so on. Now substitute with 0, will give you 0. 2. 2 squared is 4. Multiply half is 2. And also here 2. 4 squared is 16. Multiply half is 8. So this is 0, 2, and 8. I need only to complete the table, so don't worry about the graph. Here we have 0 and 0. Substitute with 3. So 3 squared. Outside the bracket, there's a fraction which is -1/3. So we multiply this by this fraction. 3 squared is 9. 9 multiply -1 is -9. Divided by 3 is -3, and the same here, -3. 6 squared is 36, multiply -1/3, it's -12. This is the first part. I will divide explanation in 2 parts. So this is the first part about when y equals ax squared. The last part in the chapter, I will record it in another video and I'll upload it to you.